The republic is falling now. Open world government is being heralded from the rooftops. You are being told that what you eat, everything you do, your dog, your cat, it's all going to be taxed. You're going to be taxed. You are a climate criminal. Carbon dioxide is a deadly chemical weapon. Trees are now evil. The globalists want it to be nonsensical and insane and have people parroting it as they dump toxic waste in the rivers and clear cut and genetic engineer with cross species and plant it everywhere as they inoculate and mutate the population with chemical and bioweapons. We're going to go to Lindsey Williams for the next hour. I know we have callers already holding. That doesn't matter, because Lindsey can speak about any issue. We're going to take nothing but calls for Lindsey Williams in the next hour. That's why we have him back here. I'm going to briefly recap that in a moment, and we're going directly to Lindsey Williams for the next hour. Then I got a news blitz in the last 30 minutes today on the economy and the dollar and the police state issues I haven't gotten to. I did just spend the last 20 minutes or so, as promised, getting into the global government and the global carbon taxes that are being announced. Before I go any further, I want to tell you about the sponsors that made today's show possible. I want to let you know about Diginet.net, Diganet.net. They have a whole bunch of great units, like a hidden video pin, where you just press one button. It's the ease of use that's so key with these. And it records hours and hours, depending on which unit you get, 2 to 4 hours. It has 1 to 2 channels available and records video and audio. Great for use with the police and others. So there's a true record of what happened. So they beat you almost half to death and then say that you were really Al-Qaeda and that you sprouted vampire fangs and bit them. You're going to have the evidence that that didn't really happen. Diginet.net, they have hidden camera sunglasses. It's all solid state, little bitty chip in them, and a little hidden camera. 888-344-6681, 888-344-6681. Diginet.net, ladies and gentlemen. Check them out today. Also, mysolarbackup.com. A lot of things can cut off your electrical power: hurricanes, snow, ice storms. Listeners should move towards getting off the grid, and here's a good way to do just that. A solar power generator has been available for some time, and our listeners love it, from our longtime sponsor, Solutions from Science. You get an emergency power backup kit, which consists of the power source 800-watt generator and a high-efficiency solar panel designed to provide endless electricity. Remember, too, that gas generators need gas, but in a blackout, gas pumps can't pump gas because they run on electricity. It's the perfect emergency backup for troubled times. The government doesn't own the sun yet, folks, so make your move today. MySolarBackup.com. That's MySolarBackup.com, one word. Or give the great folks at MySolarBackup.com a call, 877-327-0365. Okay, let me just recap. Lindsey Williams broke on this radio show last Monday, Tuesday, and Friday in successive 1-hour interviews. The inside scoop from a former major top 10 oil company executive that he got to know when he worked with him decades ago. Lindsey had the #1 video on YouTube and Google off and on for months. Every week it was in the top 10. Tens of millions of views as he presented how there was enough oil to run the United States over and over and over again, a lot more than Saudi Arabia. He talked about that 20-something years ago with his best-selling book, The Energy Non-Crisis. And the guy called up and said, look, you're going to die. We're going to basically kill you if you don't shut up about this. But you can tell your people this, how they were going to lower oil prices from 150 a barrel to below 50 for the next year, and that indeed did happen. Lindsey got laughed at the time when oil was at $147 when he premiered that information on Dr. Stan Monteith and then my show. Now, he talked to this gentleman who almost died recently, again, a couple of weeks ago, and he broke the news here on our radio show, and we're very thankful for that. And I believe his story, and it fits in with all the MO I already have from their open announcements. But I want listeners to get a chance to ask your questions of Lindsey Williams. So I know Vanessa, Victor, Amber, Dayton, Derek, everybody. I know you were already there before he came on. Doesn't matter. He can talk about all the issues. He's been fighting the globalists for decades because he worked in and around them and with them, so he found out about it back in the 70s. We're going to have open phones. As soon as you hear a caller hang up, you can call in with your question only for Lindsey Williams. 1-800-259-9231. Make your point quickly because we're going to the next person. Lindsey Williams, good to have you back on with us.
Alex, thank you for allowing me the privilege of being on your show this morning. Now, just before we went on air, I went on my computer to YouTube, Congratulations, Alex. The most watched video on YouTube this morning, this hour, is Fall of the Republic. Alex, if anybody in America is ever going to turn this country around, it's going to be Alex Jones. Congratulations. I am so proud of you. I don't know what to do. I have watched your Fall of the Republic. Every person has got to get a copy of it. Copy it 1,000 times, folks, and give it out to everybody you know. Alex, congratulations.
Well, thank you, Lindsey. Yes, there are 2 director accounts, Change the Channel and one other, that have the full version uploaded. And I tell listeners that, and we're going to do a big promotion next week, promoting, getting it out to everybody. Maybe now is the time, because I did see it was already number 1. I didn't mention that. That's just one version. There are over 1,000 versions. If you Google Fall of the Republic, there's over, that was last night, 1,000 versions of it with 10,000, 100,000, 300,000, 400,000, 200,000. It's already several million last night, and I had like 5 minutes and counted up a few of the big ones. So in 5-6 days, we launched it last Wednesday, so that's 6 days, millions and millions. It's over 2 million views conservatively. Very, very exciting with all the different versions. A straw man attack will be, well, this one only says 300,000, or this one only says 200,000. It's all of them together, over 2 million. And like Obama deception, you'll go see 4 million here, 1 million there, 2 million here, 500,000 there, 100,000 here. It's over 20 million just from what I've counted months ago. But that's Obama deception. So thank you, Lindsey. And I want to say this to you, Pastor. And we've got to hurry and go to calls. That's what we promised to have you here for today, and we're very blessed to have you. Maybe you could stay a little bit longer than past the half hour, though I have a news blitz coming up so we can get to more of these because I'm already going to you late here. But I want to just say this. The New World Order has created a counterfeit of Christianity, a Christianoid, as my uncle calls it, fake Christianity, of all the little glitter bugs and the rest of them up there on the screen, as Jack McClam calls them, to discredit real Christianity and the teachings of Jesus. And you look at everything being fulfilled in prophecy, you look at all the reality and the great delusion, how folks wouldn't know it was the Antichrist when it came because of the rap, just all this propaganda. But I want to say this, God has really been working with me to be more focused, more professional, because I do have this great responsibility, and I do recognize that unfortunately it's a very dangerous position because they have tried to set me up and destroy me, and I cheerfully take my licks, whatever they are, that I am the greatest threat to the New World Order. It's a crazy statement, but it's true, because my listeners are the greatest threat to the New World Order, next to Ron Paul. We're right up there with Ron Paul, kind of Twin Peaks, as they say. And I've been praying every night to help me be more articulate, to help me be more honorable, to help me not be as worldly, to help me not be as obnoxious, to help me not lose my temper. And I just am overwhelmed in saying, why me, God? But the discernment and everything God's opened up to me, it's a great comfort, but also very painful to be able to understand what's happening. I know you're a lot older than I am, a pastor who's been fighting the globalists for almost 30 years, and it's just amazing when you turn yourself over to God and just say, God, help me be a vessel, a tool to fight tyranny, what God has done with myself. And I think of what others could do if they listened to God and stood up and believed in God and said, God, I don't have all the answers and I'm not perfect, but I'm going to take action and I'm going to stand up for goodness. What we could do, we could change this very quickly. Your comments on that?
Alex, I'm so proud of you, you can't imagine. When I heard only days ago from the elite, now you didn't use the word elite a moment ago, but I'm going to use it now. When I heard from one of them just a few days ago and what he said, everything you're doing, what you just got through saying, he said within 2 years we will not recognize America. Time is of the essence. Again, this elite told me after 2 years you will be so poor you will not be able to do anything. This is startling. He went on down to talk about 2012. The dollar will be dead. We are talking 2 years. Again, he said war is planned after 2 years. He said inflation is going to escalate over a period of 2 years. And then the elite made it very plain that they have, and he used this term, devil's messiah, of a system. Alex, all of these things the elite have planned, they know what they're doing. Let me stress, so as powerful as I possibly can, there positively is a group of people out there that control the world. Everything you've heard on the Alex Jones Show is true. I only have the privilege of being on every now and then, but what Alex says every single day, I can back it up. I was the chaplain for the elite for 3 years on the Trans-Alaska Oil Pipeline. I lived with these people for 3 years. Very few people even get to know one of them. But by the providence of God, I had the privilege of living with them. Everything Alex Jones says about these people is true. I know. I lived it. I saw it. I sat across the dinner table from them. Alex, I am so proud of you. I don't know what to say. I just wish.
Well, no, I'm proud of you, and Pastor, I'm actually humbled